Right, we're under starters' orders now. Rolling start. Up to Darren Winterboer to dictate the pace, waiting for the lights to go. Lights do go. Almost as I say it, and down towards turn one they go for the very first time. Sounds of BMWs in full flight flying past me as they go into turn one. It is Darren Winterboer who leads out. Great start from Gobi. Len Henry Gobi has just squeezed out Andreas Meyer. And Meyer now just tucked in there in the Sat car. Diving into fourth place and keeping the rest of the pack at bay. But Winterboer leads out. He's got Loebscher about 4 cars back. Already some pressure being applied there by Jan Everstein onto the back end of Andreas Meyer. And Sav Gutteri in the mix almost instantaneously with Carlo Garbini. Ian Cotwell not too far behind that one. And then we go to Oz Baggioni. He also had a fantastic start there off the line. Baggioni trying to close down there on the 2 Sav Speed cars just up the road from him. And also try and get up there with Jan Everstein. So it's all good to go as we start things out here for the Bridgestone BMW Car Club Racing Series. It's a nice shot there of the different angles of cars coming out of that turn 4 and into turn 5. Turn 5 is almost a complex. It's a triple left-hander, 3 apexes to that corner. Very difficult to get right, particularly when you're in a race car. Not too bad on a motorcycle, but on a race car makes it very difficult. And particularly on the rear-wheel drive cars like we're seeing right now. Going to make it a little bit of a slide session there, almost a drift session. And we'll see some drifters in action a bit later on as my good friend Vic Pardle has joined some of the race teams this weekend. And as pardon, look at that. That's a great shot. Nice work there, Daryl, giving us the various angles of BMWs in attack at almost 5 different sections of the Red Star Raceway. And in the background there, the Suzuki Swift Own It banner is being given a bit of coverage too. De Gavaya at the back there, of course, the boss man behind the series, the chairman of the club, and does all the background work to get this series up and running. It's great to have them putting their money where their mouths are and joining us again on our live stream coverage here. And they loved all the work that we did the last time out. This is why they're back for more. And I'm sure that Bridgestone are going to be pretty happy with us as well as we head into the first lap completed here by Darren Winterboer. This time out, we don't have to worry about, of course, breakout times. The fast times that are going to be set here are the times that we're expecting to see. That's an impressive time coming out of Darren Winterboer as well. From the rolling start, getting down to a 2-minute dead. So showing what that BMW's pace is like. Leon Loebscher in second, a 2:02.5. Len Henry Gobi doing a 2:05.5 and a 2:07 from the champ. Andreas Meyer just ahead of Gutteri and then Jan Everstein. Carlo Garbini falling back into the clutches now of Ian Cotwell in the 2:35i. Cotwell, if you recall, last time he had Red Star Raceway, had a big moment down into turn 1. So we'll look to possibly not emulate his actions from the last time out. Got that Expel cling film on the car, keeping it really looking good out there. And of course, all the scratches and dents that could come out of racing will be expelled by that. They're also part and parcel, of course, of Team Perfect Circle. So good to see them getting involved with a couple of categories and different cars involved in those categories as well, with that awesome film that you can put onto your car. And it makes for a good difference on your road-going car as well, for stone chips, etc. Meyer running slightly wide there. That's a better line coming out of Gutteri. And the Sav Speed machine just squeezing through there. Salvi is slowly but surely closing on the back end of Andreas Meyer. Hasn't found a way past just yet. Troy Cochrane in the background as well, picking up on his machine as they come into the dog bone. Then it's Rob Gearing. Rob Gearing running those very famous German touring car styled colours. And he's just currently out of the top 15. Further back there, the 011 car. And a nice start there from that man. That's Manny Ribeiro. A bit further back in the pack there, just ahead of Nicholas van Zyl and, of course, Bernard de Gavaya. Clippy Stricker starting to make his way through there. Ian Kamara has made up a lot of ground. He's moved up to 18th place on the tailpiece there of Varash Gunpath, who is also looking to close things down there, of course, on Rob Gearing that we just mentioned. So Winterboer now, 1:59.4, 59.7 coming out of Leon Loebscher. But you can see the difference in the pace there between the two cars as we're watching Salvi Gutteri now come across the line. Andreas Meyer falling backwards. Salvi Gutteri and Jan Everstein have got through there on the number 1 car. As we watch further back, Lyle Ramsey under attack from Troy Cochrane. Dino Familiaris just up the road from the two of them in the all-black car. In the pack as well. And coming across the line, that is 171 Shane Krobler, if I'm not mistaken. He's just ahead there of Manny Ribera and Nicholas Van Sale. 29 cars starting. We had 2 that didn't quite make it out onto the grid. One was Hein van der Merwe, the man I mentioned earlier on as a newcomer to the series. Didn't quite make it out, and neither did Neil Reynolds. So 31 cars entered, but only 29 on track as we speak. Picking up on Alan Helligen there. Best number on track there, 27, fighting with Rob Gearing. And Varish Gunpath just behind them. Morning, Bren. Thanks for joining us, buddy. Looks like Brendan Kelly's joined us all the way from the Eastern Cape. Thank you very much for your support, bud. We do appreciate anybody that's joined us on our live stream, and a big welcome to you and anybody else down in the Eastern Cape watching the action here from Red Star Raceway. Andreas Meyer is doing everything he can, but unfortunately he's fallen by the wayside and out of the position he was in at the start, down to 6th place now, allowing both Salvi Gutteri and Jan Everstein through. Leader back into the Bridgestone chicane once again in the Barron's Auto Spares BMW. Fast developments do the preparation on that car. And you can see how well that development is working to make that car go fast. Leon Loebscher's got an exceptionally good car underneath him as well. Take nothing away from Loebscher's BMW. That is a very, very fast car that Loebscher pilots around here. He's got a 335i underneath him. And not only does he use that car for the BMW Car Club Racing Series, but also participates in time attack events in that machine as well. Looks like one place back there for Andreas Meyer. Picking up on action into turn 3 and 4 as we're watching guys coming across the line. There you go. That's the action we need. Thanks, Daryl. That's the one I want. And see the leader coming into the dogbone section, but we were just watching for Andreas Meyer's return into the top 5. Meyer back into the top 5 there, ahead of Jan Everstein. As Winterburg controls things from the front. Lyle Ramsey also under a bit of pressure there from Troy Cochran. Ramsey at this point in time 13th on track, the 116 car just ahead there of Troy Cochran. There is Meyer. So Andreas Meyer now, as I said, has returned the favour, and the German has got through on Jan Everstein. He's now looking to close down on the other man who got through on him earlier on there, Salvi Gutteri. And the Sav Speed BMW will have to keep firm eyes on those rearview mirrors for the return there of the man who was king last year in the number 1 car, driving that the Sat car BMW, originally in the South African Touring Car Series, piloted by Dion Jabert at one point in time, but a slightly modified version of that car now, although it's the original engine that participated in that category. He's got the big diffuser on the back and, of course, a slightly different wing to what they were allowed to use in that class, but needless to say, that's the car we're talking about right now. It was the Enviro car that BMW ran, and in its day, at one point in time, used to have Oblix on the side of that car with a big Menor on his back, because they had to put additional weight into that car because it was so fast to keep it within the rules of what was then the South African Touring Car Series. Len Henry Gobi controlling things in 3rd place. No worries for him. That is 2nd place man Leon Loebscher in the 335i. 62 a bit further in the pack there. That's Bertie Rietveld having some fun there with Colin Van Sant just up the road from him in the 000 BMW Car Club customer car. So that is 2nd place Leon Loebscher going down into the dogbone section. No worries at all for him so far in that 2nd spot. Currently lapping 52 minutes and 1 second. Fastest lap of the race so far, Darren Winterboer, our leader, as we've got to the halfway stage on a 1:58.9. This is a great battle. Rob Gearing on the inside. Gearing has a big look on the inside there, trying to find a way through, and can't quite make it stick there on Alan Hilligen. The Winfield BMW, this great nice shot there as well, being lapped by the Barron's Auto Spares car. Carlos Gamera just unfortunately losing out there to the slightly bigger and more powerful car. That's the battle I want to see there, Daryl. Thanks, buddy. That's Alan Hilligan in the 27 car fighting with Rob Gearing. Gearing had it go into turn 4, and he's still there. And so is the car on their tail. So Varish Gunpath now putting the pressure, as well as Rob Gearing, onto the back end of Alan Hilligan. The two of them making him work in his rearview mirrors all the time. Hilligan in that orange number 27. Under attack there. And you can see, not going to make it easy for them. Oh, and there's Varish Gunpath having a look as well. Gunpath has a big dive on the inside. Further up the pace. That's Matt Wadley on Cotwell. Wadley diving into the Bridgestone chicane and outguns the 235i. So a change up for what is 9th place on track. Wadley moving into the 8th spot. Cotwell down to 9. Fisher further back in that pack as well, about to be caught by these guys. Looks like Smith also going to be caught by that little pack of cars. Battle raging at the moment there for Andreas Meyer. He's caught the back end of Salvi Gutteri. And they're going down the short straightaway as we're watching the main straight here, and cars completing their laps now. We've done 5 in anger. Battle for what is now 4th place, heading into the dog bones. So into the dog bones where we want to be, Daryl. The red BMW. Big action all the way through this field as well. We're trying to get all of it as well. As that battle heads into the dog bone, that's the 3rd place car there of Len Henry Goby. Massive turnaround there for Goby, and the pace of that Z of his coming into pit lane. Retirement for the 222 there. So Clippy Stricker retiring that car, unfortunately. And issues there for the 000 as well. So some problems there, unfortunately, for 2 cars. Colin Van Son, is he going to make it into pit lane? Looks like he's going to just miss the pit lane. He should have tried to go in there, but unfortunately parks it right at the pit entry. Another car moving out of the way, I think, just to allow the quicker cars through, and also retiring. So a bit of a race of attrition here in the last part of this race. 3 BMWs into pit lane in the space of about 30 seconds. Turn 1. Heading towards turn 1 now. That's the battle I want to see. Salvi Gutteri fighting for 4th place with Andreas Meyer as they go into turn 1 now. They've just crossed the line. And they're not going to catch Darren Winterboer or the first 3. Those 2 are too far ahead. The battle for 4th place starting to heat up as we're watching the 335 there. Bernard de Gavea at the back. Heading towards turn 4. Gavea into the dog bone. Red BMW of... Oh, Gutteri out of shape. Salvi Gutteri getting out of shape there. We were watching the 335. We're just waiting for our cameraman to pan across to pick up on that action. They're out of turn 5. There it is. That's the one we want. So into the short straightaway now. And Everstein has got through again on Andreas Meyer. Meyer comes up the inside of Everstein onto the brakes. And into the hairpin, returns the favour. Can he hang on to that inside line? Force Jan Everstein onto the high line. He's going to try and do that. Carlo Garbini has joined them as well. So a 4-way battle for 4th place there between Gutteri, Meyer, Everstein, and Garbini. Yellow flags waving there just to warn the drivers that there is this car stricken on the pit entry. Leaders coming through and completing another lap. We're on to the last lap now for the leaders. Last lap there for Darren Winterboer as he goes into turn 2 and 3. Battle we want to be watching is coming onto the back straight though, and that'll be for 4th place. 4th place heading to the Bridgestone chicane now. Still Salvi Gutteri, Jan Everstein. And just saw it in the background of the shot there actually. But Darren Winterboer doing it all right from the front. Currently lapping in the 2:03.5s, but his fastest of the race, a 1:58.9. So the Bulawayo Bomber showing us what he's made of. Battle for fourth just goes underneath me and down towards turn one. So we're watching Winterboer heading to the dog bone. The battle continues there for fourth place. Fourth place certainly heating up into turn 4 and 5 now. Darren Winterboer doing a superb job at this point in time, controlling things from the front, literally from the word go, has not been bettered. Rob Gearing still behind Alan Hilligan there. No change up for those cars as they pass underneath me. But we're watching our leader. We're probably going to take him to the line, and then we'll pick up on the action for fourth place and maybe a bit further back there between Lyle Ramsey and Troy Cochrane, who are also still in a big battle there for what is going to be 12th place on track. Checkered flag is on standby, and it's going to be the Bulawayo Bomber. The Barron's Auto Spares BMW, prepped by Fast Developments, coming across the line for race 1 win in the Bridgestone BMW Car Club Racing Series here at Red Star Raceway. Leon Lopes is going to take second place comfortably in the end ahead of Len Henry Goby. Good move on the inside. Oh, we got a change up. Change up in that little battle. Nice to see that right in the closing stages as I was talking about. Gearing and Hilligan still going at it. Third place coming across the line there should be Len Henry Goby. Battle for fourth coming to the line right now. Coming to the line right now is the battle for fourth place. Is it going to be Salvi Gutteri? It is. Salvi Gutteri going to hang on. Beating out Andreas Meyer, who beats out Jan Everstein. A superb battle between those three cars. And then if we go back, we might be able to pick up on that action between Rob Gearing and Hilligan. The orange BMW there of Hilligan just maintaining a small margin over Rob Gearing at this point with a couple of corners still to go. There it is. In fact, Gearing has got through. So out of the dog bone on the last lap, Rob Gearing has found a way past on Alan Hilligan and now heading to the line. So change up for 16th and 17th place there. Varish Gunpath has also managed to squeeze through. So it was a case of Hilligan holding those two cars up almost all race long. There in the foreground, you can see third place, Len Henry Goby. But we'll take these three to the line for the last bit of action here from the Bridgestone BMW Car Club Racing Series. Oh, and Hilligan runs wide. Hilligan under braking into Bridgestone corner runs wide. And fortunate to get back on track relatively easily. He's going to lose 2 or 3 positions though. Yeah, he loses out there big time. Einkamera comes through and so does the new man, Fabio Fedetto. But across the line to win that little battle out, it is Varish Gunpath for 15th and Rob Gearing for 16th place as they cross the line and complete the 8 laps of action here for Bridgestone BMW Car Club Racing Series. Hope you enjoyed that first one. Up next, we're going to be heading into the Lotus Challenge. We'll be back shortly with commentary, but we'll leave you the sights and sounds here of Red Star Raceway.